Good morning. It's Thursday, December 4th. Here's what we're working on this morning.
I'm Simone Gavros reporting live from under the Burlington Skyway bridge. 2 people are in hospital with serious injuries after a crash last night. I'll have more details coming up.
Loblaws is selling PC Financial.
Caulfield cuts one. All the way almost to the boards. Now back into the slot. Speeds up. Scores!
And Cole Caulfield shootout winner lifts the Habs past the Jets. Thanks for waking up with us here on Morning Live. A little flurry action outside our studios this morning.
And it's cold again.
It is cold. It's not as cold as it was yesterday morning. Thankfully, yesterday by this time we were about -7, -8. We're sitting at -3 right now, but we do have a wind chill of -8. But look out for those winds today. That's going to make the wind chill quite strong for the day. So the high for the day is -3. So we're pretty much at the forecast high. But the winds are really going to pick up. They'll be gusting from the northwest to about 60 kilometers an hour. That's going to give us a wind chill later on today of -14. So we'll have some sun, we'll have some clouds, we'll have some flurries, like we're getting some light snow at the moment, but it's going to stay on the cold side for the day today and bitterly cold tonight. And cold again tomorrow. So whatever flurry activity or snow we get is going to stick around for a while. So it's getting whiter out there at the moment. So be really careful on the roads. We'll look at the forecast coming up. Looking at traffic this morning, that's not a problem. No problem there. 403 and Waterdown Road. That's our exclusive camera. That camera was shaking a little bit ago, but the winds so far aren't too strong, but they will get stronger, as I mentioned. Let's go to some MTO traffic cameras. We'll show you the problem that Simone mentioned off the top. This is a collision going across the Burlington Skyway Bridge, Niagara bound. 3 of the 4 lanes are closed. Now, this collision occurred late last night, and they've still got the closure in effect as they do an investigation, serious injuries. But as you can see, we'll look the base of the Skyway. You can't really see anything. We'll look on the other side. Well, that camera disappeared, so that's really the only shot we have at the moment of the Skyway Bridge. So be careful this morning on the roads. They could be quite greasy because of the light snow flurry activity. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up. All the details for you in a few minutes. Right now, the news.
All right, thank you, Brian. 2 people are in hospital with serious injuries after a crash on the Burlington Skyway last night. Simone Gavros joins us live near the scene with the details. Good morning, Simone.
Good morning, Rick. I'm just under the Burlington Skyway bridge here, and police say that this 2-vehicle crash happened around 11:30 last night. And as you heard from Brian, he said that there's those 3 lanes of the 4 that are closed on the Niagara-bound lanes going to the on the QEW headed towards Niagara. Now, right now, there's a lot of traffic because of those lane closures. This is some dash cam footage of what the scene looked like around 5:30 this morning. Now, one of the 2 vehicles is a school bus. The other one looks to have rear-end damage. There's at least 7 OPP officers on scene, so quite a significant police response here, especially because of those lane closures. At this point, it's unclear what might have caused this crash or if any charges are being laid. Now, I was emailing with police this morning to get more information about what they're able to share about this crash. We're hoping to hear a bit more details about the extent of those injuries. We do know that there are 2 people in serious condition at this point, but we'll be giving those updates throughout the morning. But definitely plan accordingly, as there is a lot of traffic building up on the Skyway Bridge this morning. For now, things back over to you, Annette.
Okay, thanks for that. 1 person is dead after a crash on Highway 406 in St. Catharines. A vehicle flipped onto its roof in the center median about 1 kilometer south of the QEW. This happened around 8:30 last night. 2 other people, we're told, were treated by paramedics. The OPP are asking anyone driving in that area last night and who may have dash cam footage to contact them.
OPP are looking for a tractor trailer after a deadly hit and run on Highway 401 in Oxford County. They've released 2 highway camera images of a blue transport truck with a black tarp on top of the trailer. It's described as a vehicle of interest after a 42-year-old tow truck driver from Kitchener was killed yesterday morning while helping a driver.
Halton police have charged 4 people with attempted murder after a targeted shooting near a grocery store in Burlington in October. A 16-year-old boy, along with 2 older teens and a 20-year-old, also face gun and assault charges. They're all from Burlington. Police say on October 29th, a person driving a car along a rear driveway of a Food Basics on Lakeshore Road noticed 3 masked men. As the car went by, one of the men fired a gun at the vehicle. That led to minor injuries. Police say they have recovered the gun that was used.
A new report on Hamilton's 10-year downtown revitalization strategy has been presented at City Hall. City staff laid out a set of priorities and initiatives, which includes redeveloping so-called strategic locations, like the area surrounding the new TD Coliseum. It also prioritizes the modernization of buildings and green spaces and ensuring there's a visible police presence in the downtown streets. The city has found that Hamiltonians' perception of feeling unsafe is one of the top factors keeping them away from shops, restaurants, and public spaces in the core.
If we can prioritize the small things now that are going to move the needle, make people feel comfortable being in the core, then that will make a lot of positive impacts in the long run.
$1 million is earmarked in the proposed 2026 budget for downtown capital projects, but some councillors say the ambitious plan will take consistent funding over the next decade. No dollar figures were included in the draft plan.
A property manager of an apartment building in Dundas has reversed course on paid parking. The move comes after tenants at the governor's estates pushed back and after CHCH got involved. Amelin Property Management had put up signs in visitor parking spots charging $2 an hour and $6 for overnight parking. Tenants, most of them seniors, quickly gathered more than 130 names on a petition to fight it. And after our Adam Atkinson reported on the situation, Amelin sent CHCH News a statement last night saying it will be limiting paid enforcement of visitor parking to overnight hours only. The tenants that CHCH News spoke with consider it a win. For the first time this century, child deaths worldwide are expected to rise. A new report from the Gates Foundation suggests an estimated 4.8 million children will die before they reach the age of 5 this year. That's an increase of 200,000 preventable deaths compared to last year. The foundation blames a nearly 27% drop in global health funding, especially cuts by high-income countries. It's urging governments to invest in primary health care, saying that routine immunizations are the best buy in public health. Food prices could go up another 4 to 6% on average next year. The research team behind Canada's food price report says beef will lead the way, rising about 7%. Chicken prices and the cost of coffee are also expected to increase. The report, produced by Dalhousie University and partner universities, says a family of 4 can expect to pay nearly another $1,000 for food this year, at just over $17,500. What's to blame? The U.S. trade dispute in part, along with labor shortages and climate change.
To Sportsline, the Habs and Jets went toe-to-toe in Montreal, and they needed a shootout to settle the score.
Caulfield cuts wide. All the way almost to the boards. Now back into the slot. Speeds up. Scores!
Cole Caulfield scored the only goal of the shootout to lead the Canadians past Winnipeg 3-2 last night. Jakub Dobiš stopped 29 shots and stymied Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, and Gabe Vilardi in the shootout to halt Montreal's 2-game slide. Winnipeg has lost 6 of their last 7. Buffalo Sabres started well in Philadelphia last night, but the walls came crumbling down in a hurry.
Let's see how the Sabres respond to the quick goals that they've had to endure. Another opportunity. It is now 3-1. Bobby Brink with his 7th of the season.
Travis Konechny, Trevor Zegras, and Bobby Brink scored 59 seconds apart in the first period as the Flyers beat Buffalo 5-2 for their 4th win in 5 games. Jason Zucker gave the Sabres a 1-0 lead 4 minutes into the contest, but Buffalo fell well short of winning their 3rd game in a row. Caleb Malhotra scored the eventual game-winning goal early in the third period and had an assist as well as the Brantford Bulldogs doubled Kingston 4-2. Merrick Van Acker netted his OHL leading 24th goal of the season, and Ryerson Leenders made 19 saves in the win. Tonight, the Dundas Real McCoys visit the Wentworth Griffins in Allen Cup hockey action. Puck drop 7:30 at the Harry Howell Arena in Hamilton. Free agent outfielder Kyle Tucker was spotted at the Blue Jays spring training facilities in Dunedin, Florida yesterday. The 28-year-old is from Tampa Bay and is considered the top free agent in baseball. The outfielder was an all-star with the Cubs this year, while hitting 22 home runs and stealing 25 bases. Baseball's annual winter meetings start Monday in Orlando. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been named to Forbes magazine's 30 under 30 list in the sports category. The 27-year-old Hamiltonian revealed his first signature shoe this year with Converse, where he holds the title of creative director. He's also the cover athlete for the NBA 2K26 video game. Also on the top 30 list is Josh Allen, Austin Matthews, Juan Soto, Coco Gauff, Paige Beckers, and Canadian high diver Molly Carlson. Tomorrow's draw for the 2026 FIFA World Cup in Washington, D.C. is going to be a star-studded affair. The draw will be held at noon and will determine which nations will comprise the 12 groups in the expanded 48-team tournament. Manchester United legend Rio Ferdinand will act as the conductor and will be joined by assistants Wayne Gretzky, Tom Brady, Aaron Judge, and Shaquille O'Neal. The full schedule of games for next summer's event in Canada, the U.S., and Mexico will be revealed at noon on Saturday. Attention footy fans, FIFA and Lego have partnered on a cool collab. You'll soon be able to build your very own FIFA World Cup trophy, the first ever 1-to-1 scale Lego brick model of soccer's most iconic symbol. It has 2,842 pieces and includes a hidden surprise inside the upper globe section. The Lego trophy will be available on March 1st at lego.ca and select retailers across Canada. In the PWHL, Boston blanked Vancouver 2-0. Seattle down New York 2-1 for their first ever win. A month after completing his rookie season with the Ticats, linebacker Devin Verasuk has worked out with the NFL's New Orleans Saints. And the BC Lions have signed star receiver Keon Hatcher to a contract extension through the 2027 season. A 31-year-old all-CFLer was slated to become a free agent in February.
Okay, ready or not, here we come. Let's get you into this December 4th morning, Thursday, getting closer to the weekend. We'll look at the forecast coming up for the weekend, but looking at traffic first of all. That's our exclusive camera. That's doing okay. That's normal volume coming out of Hamilton toward Burlington. Okay, to the Skyway Bridge, still the big problem. Now, this occurred about 11:30 last night, and it is still a huge blockage going across the Skyway Bridge. So if you're coming Toronto bound, it's a visual distraction coming towards us. If you're going Niagara bound, it is a huge headache because we have 3 lanes blocked, 1 lane getting through. That's a look at the collision. That's as close as we can get with that. If we go back on the looking at it again, only this time a little further back toward Burlington. As you can see, everybody's squeezed over to that one left lane. And this is the backlog back at south of 2. So this is the North Shore Boulevard camera. It is absolutely crawling along. Now, a little while ago, looking further in the distance, at the top of your screen, there were headlights moving a bit, but now the backlog is really getting a lot longer because the volume of traffic is now increasing. So if you can find a way to get around that, that's the problem. The Skyway Bridge going across that little bit of land, that's the main thoroughfare going between Niagara and the rest of the horseshoe. So yeah, it's going to be a slow go going Niagara bound today. All right, let's get to the weather forecast for the day today. Let's start with what we have at the moment. We're sitting at -3 right now, but that wind is picking up this hour. It's gone from southwest fairly light to west northwest 23 to 41, giving us a wind chill at the moment of -10. So it's a cold start with that wind, and we do have some light snow at the moment. So for school today, we're going to climb to, well, we're not going to climb very far temperature-wise. -3 is the high for the day. We'll have some sun, some clouds, but we'll still get some flurries on and off today. That's a look at the flurries coming down off the lakes. Basically, it's snow squall activity, and we're just getting penetrated into the horseshoe here at the moment, particularly Hamilton, Halton, Peel into Toronto, Kitchener, and Guelph as well. So the cold front went through, shifted around the winds, kicked in the lake effect machine, but it's only going to last for for the day today because tomorrow it should be gone. Today, temperatures anywhere from -2, 3, 4, even -6, but 2 to 4 centimeters for Halton, Peel, Toronto, 5 centimeters for Guelph and Kitchener with those snow squalls. Tonight's going to be cold, -9, 10, 11, even 13 degrees. Wind chill values tonight will be -15. So it's going to be a cold start to our morning tomorrow, and we'll climb a degree for tomorrow, okay? But still way below seasonal, 0, -1, -2. At least we'll see some sunshine for the day tomorrow, a little bit more sun. So out the door, it's the 4th of December. We have cloudy skies, light snow, temp right now -3. Long range, of course, coming up. Annette, Rick.
Thank you, Brian.
Coming up after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And EQ Bank and Loblaw have sealed a deal for the bank to acquire PC Financial. The details in a moment. We're saying good morning to Emily Vukovic. What's coming up in Chit Chat this morning?
Hi, good morning. The infamous detective Beignet Blanc makes a surprise visit to Sesame Street.
Not Benoit, Beignet.
This is awesome.
So good.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It's so good. And Spotify Wrapped is here, and Taylor Swift is no longer the top streamed artist. We'll tell you who is.
Wow, that's breaking news.
I love how I just heard Brian go, what? That made my morning. And John Capilos, known for his janitor role on The Breakfast Club, will join us later this morning.
All right.
Cool.
Looking forward to that. Thanks,
Okay.
Emily.
Why do I automatically want to do this?
You might be doing
Seen
that
the
later
movie,
this morning.
you'll know.
In overseas trading this morning, the Canadian dollar is down 7 basis points to $71.64 U.S. Gold is down $11 an ounce, while oil is up 21 cents to $59.98 U.S. a barrel. In midday European trading, Frankfurt and Paris are up this hour, while London has seen modest losses.
On Asian markets, Tokyo led the way today, posting gains of more than 1,100 points. Hong Kong also up. Shanghai closed down on the day. At the close of yesterday, North American markets finished up with the TSX gaining 111 points.
PC Financial is being sold. Canada's 7th largest bank, EQ Bank, has agreed to acquire PC Financial from Loblaw for about $800 million. The deal will see Loblaw take a 16% share in EQ Bank, which will become the exclusive financial partner of the PC Optimum loyalty program. Now, pending regulatory approval, the deal is expected to be finalized next year.
There could be labor trouble with Air Transat next week. Pilots have given their union a very strong strike mandate. The Airline Pilots Association and Air Transat left conciliation last month. A 21-day cooling off period will end on December 10th. That's next Wednesday. That's when the roughly 700 pilots can strike, or they could be locked out. Both sides say they're committed to reaching a deal, with the union urging management to negotiate seriously to avoid operational and flight disruptions.
Canadians affected by a 23andMe data security breach 2 years ago could benefit from a proposed class action settlement of around $4.5 million. Nearly 320,000 Canadians were among the 7 million people whose personal data was breached by hackers, including health info, race and ethnicity, and details about relatives. The settlement would apply to any customer of 23andMe between May 1st and October 1st of 2023 who lived in Canada and received a notice confirming their personal information was compromised. Eligible individuals could receive up to $2,500 if they provide proof of additional expenses due to the breach. But without proof, they would receive about $18. The proposed settlement is subject to approval of U.S. and Canadian bankruptcy courts.
Hawaii is taking the parent of TikTok to court. The state has filed a lawsuit against ByteDance, claiming TikTok was intentionally designed to be addictive. They say the platform uses features that exploit children's vulnerabilities, increase anxiety, and encourage compulsive use. The complaint also alleges TikTok keeps users online longer to maximize data collection and ad revenue, comparing some of its design tools to tactics that are used in gambling. The state of Hawaii further argues that ByteDance misled the public about safety risks. The state is seeking to stop what it calls deceptive practices and force stronger protection for users.
I'm going to take a quick time out. Brian's going to return with your traffic update and your 7-day weather forecast. Good morning.
Good morning, 6:24 is the time. Let's go right to our MTO traffic cameras to the big problem. This morning is the Skyway Bridge going Niagara bound. So you're going up and over the top, going down toward Woodward Avenue, and there you have that collision. Now that's been on the books since 11:30 last night. They still have 3 right lanes closed, 1 lane getting through on the left side. There, as you can see, Toronto bound affected just because it's a visual distraction. But as you go up and over the Skyway Bridge, you can go back further into Burlington. You can see the backlog that we have. It is just stopped here at North Shore Boulevard. So if you travel from Burlington to the Niagara Peninsula and take the Skyway, it's going to be a real problem this morning. Pick an alternate or you'll be sitting in traffic like that for the next little while. Other than that, there's nothing going on in traffic. It's just normal volume, except that collision on the Skyway Niagara bound. Let's get to our forecast. Unfortunately, our temperature has just gone down. We're down to -4, wind chill -11. Because those winds are really picking up already. They're going to gust to 60 kilometers an hour later on from the northwest, and that's a cold wind. So -4 right now, -3 Grimsby, Mississauga, -2 into Toronto. Nowhere near seasonal. Seasonal for a daytime high is 3 and overnight low -4. So that's where we're sitting at the moment. Those are our sun times for today, records for today as well. We will see some sunshine, and we're getting some light snow right now, but that'll taper off to a mix of sun and clouds with just some flurries on and off. But for the first spell, it should be -5 with some sun, and there's the flurry activity, -3 for the day today. That's the high, -3 with a wind chill of -14 because of those winds later on. -10 tonight with a wind chill of -15. That'll be cold. And notice the temperatures here, none of them even reach a seasonal daytime high. So it's going to stay cold. -2 Friday, +1 Saturday, at least that's plus, and then it gets cold again with some sun for Sunday and Monday. That's your forecast. Annette, Rick.
All right, thank you, Brian. A raccoon in Virginia is back in its natural habitat after recovering from a boozy bender.
Staff at a liquor store there arrived at work on Saturday to find the animal had consumed its way through the spirits section. The masked bandit was found passed out in the bathroom after having helped itself to a few bottles on the bottom shelf. Animal control officers took the raccoon to a shelter to sober up, and after a few hours of sleep and no apparent signs of injury, it was released back to the wild. And if you're wondering what it preferred, Scotch.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Whoops.
Oh, man. Okay. We've all been there.
That looks somewhat familiar back in the old college days. Stay with us. More to come after the break here on Morning Live. Wow. What a bender that was.